Let me start with what I hear all the time. I'm trusted but not promoted. I'm valued but I'm overlooked. I'm seen as reliable but not ready. If this hits a nerve, stay with me. I'm going to unpack this a bit. So leadership presence is not about being the loudest person in the room, having a big personality, being extroverted or charismatic. Leadership presence is what people feel from you before you even finish speaking. It's what happens when your inner world is rock solid and your thinking is clear and your emotions are regulated. When your identity is grounded, when your inner fitness is strong, presence just stops being something that you try to project and starts being something that you naturally carry. That's where a growth mindset and emotional intelligence stops being theory and starts becoming visible leadership. And this is where GrowthEQ leadership comes in. In my GrowthEQ leadership model, love is not soft, not by any means. It is strategic. Love is your modern leadership edge. And love stands for listening, openness, values, and empathy. So let's make this practical. So listening is the fastest way to build influence. Real leaders don't just wait to talk. They listen to understand. They ask better questions. They make people feel heard. And when people feel heard, trust goes up really fast. So influence follows trust. And openness, it's really an end of the perfection masks, because strong leaders don't pretend to know everything. They're honest about what they're learning, and they say things like, here's what I see, what do you see? And they're open about not knowing everything, and it creates a psychological safety, and that's where the best thinking shows up. Values are your decision compass when you're under pressure, because when pressure rises, values is what keeps you rock solid. They guide your decisions and your boundaries and your leadership voice. Teams don't just follow goals, they follow leaders who stand for something clear. And empathy is about influence that actually lands. Empathy is not over-accommodating. It's understanding people and leading in a way that helps you succeed. It turns authority into impact and position into partnership. So you put all those together, the listening, the openness, values, and empathy, and you get a leadership style that people want to follow. Not because they have to, but because they choose to. Because in the end, people don't follow goals, they don't follow company values and things that are on the walls. People follow people. And that's leadership with love. And it's a serious differentiator right now in the world that we're going into. Let me show you why love and GrowthEQ is your leadership superpower. When you embrace love, your team performs better, you retain talent longer, and you create a culture that people can thrive. And let me tell you why. So number one, people stay where they feel valued. Employees don't quit companies, they quit managers who don't care. So if your leadership style says, I acknowledge your presence, but let's get too personal. Don't be surprised when your team checks out. Number two is engagement and innovations just skyrocket, because when people feel safe and heard and appreciated, they contribute more because they trust that their ideas matter. And number three, resilience grows when there's a culture of care, because tough times will come. And when you practice love in your leadership, you recover faster because people feel supported, not burnt out. The time to shift the mindset is now. Love is a strength, not a weakness. So if love in leadership feels uncomfortable, it's because we've been taught to see it as weak. The strongest leaders aren't the ones who control with fear. They're the ones who create environments where people feel safe to contribute, fail, learn, and grow. And that is what love and GrowthEQ in leadership is all about. And it starts with you. So if you've ever thought love has no place in my leadership, I challenge you to rethink again. I hope that this course helped you see how leadership presence starts with love. And the GrowthEQ Leadership Academy helps you build that through practice and support and integration. This is your invitation. If this course resonated with you, don't just file it away and tell yourself you'll come back to it later. Insight is powerful, but applied insight is what changes your leadership. And that's exactly what we do inside the GrowthEQ Leadership Academy. We turn awareness into action and confidence into visible presence and potential into real leadership momentum. If you're ready to stop being overlooked and start leading with grounded authority, this is your next step. So join me inside the Academy. I'd love to support you on your journey. Reach out for a one-on-one leadership clarity session and click on the link below and set up some time with me. See you in the next video. Bye.